So essentially, America started helping the people that were uprising against Spain, that they wanted their independence,
Yeah, I get it.
right? And they did that. They did the same thing in Cuba, Dominican Republic, and Puerto Rico.
Yeah.
But the new Puerto Rico had a lot of wealth in rice, coffee, uh, tobacco, and sugar. So of course, you know, they didn't want to just secede and make them United. So they make us ambiguous, meaning you have the same rights Americans do,
Hmm.
but you're not. You're an American citizen, but you're still independent. You're your own nation. You know what I'm saying? And
Hmm.
they did that to Guam also. You know what I'm saying? And U.S. Virgin Islands. But what's the problem with that? The problem is we can't vote for a president. We could vote for a governor. We could go vote for a senator, and we could vote for a member of Congress. But
Hmm.
then that member of Congress cannot vote for any laws that the mainland uh, wants to impose on Puerto Rico. So
Huh.
whatever laws that the United States wants to impose on Puerto Rico, the
Yeah.
Puerto Rican public cannot. They don't have no say so in it. You know what I'm saying? So essentially, we could have both. We have laws that we put ourselves in our island
Yeah.
that we do ourselves, and it's through the governor, right? But let's say if America says, "Yo, I want to put a 25 tax on Puerto Rico has no say so in vetoing that, in a bit ambiguous. You know what I'm saying? So it kind of puts us in a place. Now, there's been
Now, do you know if they
yeah,
knew that that's the place they were going to be in when they got in bed with America,
I don't think
or
so.
were they just willing to accept it because they didn't want to be owned by Spain anymore? Do you know?
That's a good question. I don't know.
Huh.
Um, from my belief, probably they didn't foresee that to where they're at now. Um, I would say that maybe it was something that, hey, we get to be Puerto Ricans, but be still somewhat independent, but still under the U.S.
Hmm.
protection. You know what I'm saying? Because I mean, we're an island of 4.5 million people, so it's not like we're a big island, but not as big as people say, right? So I could kind of see why. You know what I'm saying? Um, but it is frustrating because to a certain, like the new generation now, my age and younger, they want to be independent. But the problem with being independent is that, yeah, we will have our own currency, and yes, we could raise our own military, but we don't have the infrastructure
Hmm.
to. We will be essentially broke within the first 5 years of running the country. You get what I'm saying? We don't, because you have to have the fiat and the currency and the goods and the infrastructure. Not saying it can't be done. What
Hmm.
I'm saying is it will have to be another superpower to come in and essentially bail us out to build the infrastructure
I
to
got
kind
one.
of give us a loan. Who?
J Lo.
Yeah, she already got it. Nah, she been passed around too much.
No,
You know what
that's
I'm saying?
crazy though. That's crazy. So they were so originally it was the Tainos. Everything was good. I didn't hear any negative, any bad. I'm pretty sure that like any other country, they had things that went about, good, bad, whatever. But it was just good people just hanging out, living life, right?
Yeah,
Um, During that time, people would still come there because they would refuel and they met these good people, the Tainos, right?
yeah,
And it wasn't just Spaniards that came through to refuel, like everybody, right? It was just kind of a,
yeah,
a port that people came by, all good. That's where the party's at.
yeah,
So Spain decides, nah, that's us. Ponce de Leon
yeah.
comes down, takes control of it. Now he running things.
Well,
Rename,
like I said, Ponce de Leon came after Christopher Columbus. So it was Christopher Columbus that came in
Columbus came
first. It was
first.
like, yeah. And he was like, yo, I found America.
Got it. So,
He went
so
he went to
I don't know if we said
so
that.
he went to Hispaniola, which is
Okay.
Dominican Republic now. That was
Okay.
the first place that he stopped, the
That
Hispaniola,
was the
and
first
he
place.
named it. Yeah, that was the first thing
Okay.
place that he saw, Hispaniola, and then
Hispaniola.
he came, he came to Puerto Rico, right at that time. So he named Hispaniola first. That's
Okay.
the actual original name that Dominican Republic had. It was the whole island. That was Haiti and Dominican Republic connected together. He said
Hmm.
this island will be named Hispaniola. You know,
Even though there are already people there,
yes,
he
he
didn't
came in.
ask nobody, "Hey, what y'all called?" He
As far as I know, yeah. If
he's
I
just
could go
like,
back, yeah. If I could go back in time, I'll be like, yo, you just took it like that. He's like, yo, bro, how we do. You know what I'm
right.
saying?
So he just pulled up, saw these people. He's like, "Look, man, I ain't come out here for nothing. You know how long I've been on that boat? I'm naming something.
Yeah,
I'm naming you,
yeah,
Espanolas, right?
yeah.
Right? So,
So, so that's from my perspective.
right.
That's how I would look at it, right?
That makes sense.
Um, so he did that. Then he went to Puerto Rico, and then he went back to Spain,
He
and
didn't
that's
name
what.
Puerto Rico though.
No, he didn't name Puerto Rico.
He
He went
just
back to Spain,
went to the
and he
party.
was letting her know, hey, pretty much he was letting her know, hey, I found the Americas. This is where it's at. This is, what they have. This is the goods that they have, and because everything. Every time you go somewhere, you're gonna bring whatever stuff they have, and you're gonna take it to the people back
Right.
home, right?
Right.
So essentially, that's what it is, and because you know, and this is me putting two and two together. The Americas were starting to come as far as the pilgrims, were going into the Americas. Portuguese were going into Florida. Slavery was coming about. You know
Hmm.
what I'm saying? There were, like I believe there were already Moors that lived there. You
Yeah.
know what I'm saying? In the United States, both in Florida and the southern part of the Americas. Um, the Niji people to be exact. So they saw that there's you know, going into, hey, we got to build this up, and with you need people, you need manpower to grow these things. You know what I'm saying? So that's kind of where we at.
Hmm.
But to fast forward to where we at now, Puerto Rico has been in a limbo, and a lot of people want it to be part of the United States, which is great. I don't want it to, um, because then you have to give up your heritage.
Hmm.
You know what I'm saying?